The fallout continues over the tickets given to a school in Dundee after the club announced this evening that a further 103 season tickets have been cancelled following a breach of terms and conditions and unauthorised sales. There's also anger over only an alleged 586 tickets being available to season ticket holders for our upcoming game at the start of October away to Union Saint-Gilloise on match day 2 of the Champions League. I also want to give my final words on our win over Wolves that got our season up and running, Nick Woltemada's debut goal and solid debut performance, and also in the lead up to our mammoth game on Thursday evening under the lights against Barcelona, why has Robert Lewandowski said he's had a Newcastle United top with Alan Shearer on the back? All that coming up in this evening's video. Yes, welcome back to the channel. Please do, if you like this video once it's done, please like, please comment, please share it, and also please do subscribe if you do like this video. Turn on the bell and the latest videos will drop in your inbox when I upload them. So, getting on to Nick Woltemade, yes, our big German got off the mark on his debut. I felt he had a solid debut. It was always a risk chucking him in the deep end when he's not played in the Premier League before. Luckily, it's been confirmed that it's not an ACL as we feared with Johan Wissa. He's only out for 4 to 5 weeks, but we're not likely going to see him until after the next international break at the earliest. So, Big Nick was chucked in and he delivered the goods. We got all 3 points with the only goal of the game. And I've got to say, he took his goal so well. A sumptuous cross from Jacob Murphy. And Big Nick, yeah, he just found the space from Agbadou. And then he just got his neck muscles. I know he's a tall man, but he's still got the neck muscles to generate the power to slam that header past Johnston at the Leazer's end. And he got off the mark with his fantastic W pistol celebration. So I'm delighted for him, but it wasn't just his goal. It was his general link-up play and hold-up play. Many a time where it looked like Wolves might be winning the ball and creating a turnover to hit one transition, Big Nick held it up, got stuck in, and even his little flicks, as I talked about when his signing was announced, if you watch my video on what he'd bring tactically, he proved what I'd said in there. He was a number 10 at times, but it made him difficult to mark. It's like what Harry Kane does in a way. He dropped deep. He held it up, little flicks to runners that kept their attacks flowing without them breaking down. He even had the work rate in there as well. The work rate where he closed down, I believe it was Rodrigo Gomez. Was it? No, who was it again? Totti Gomez. Sorry, Wolves had 3 Gomez's on the pitch. They had João Gomez, Rodrigo Gomez, and Totti Gomez. I think it was Totti Gomez who, in front of the Milburn, he chased all the way down, 1 possession, managed to keep it in, and were able to launch another attack. And then also, he shepherded the ball out after Tino's long throw when Murphy had the shot saved at point-blank range from Johnston, and he shepherded that out to Winworth throwing high up in Wolves territory. So he was fantastic like that. And as I've covered, his general hold-up play as well, it was fantastic. He was strong. He put himself about. And I'm delighted for him just to get off the mark. It'll do his confidence the world of good because he seems a very relaxed guy, very chilled. He's talked about Eddie Howe creating a family feel at the club. He's asking about not only the football inside of him, but also how his family's doing. He feels at home already. And he said he'd come off, he asked to come off himself. He said it wasn't an injury. He was just feeling the pace of the Premier League being a lot faster and more physical than the Bundesliga. So he wanted to save himself ahead of a mammoth game on Thursday night against Barcelona under the lights. So yeah, I think it was a very solid debut from him. He looks impressive. Again, you don't want to judge him too early, but on first viewing, I'm very impressed with him, and long may it continue. It'd be brilliant to see him net against Barcelona. But just my final thoughts on the Wolves game. It was a game of 2 halves. As I said in my post on Saturday evening, second half was dismal. I felt like our decision-making was off. Like when it got to the end of the game, I thought we could have maybe kept the ball a bit better, but we were trying to put it in the area from corners. We weren't running into the corners. So yeah, second half, we needed that second goal to kill the game off. It was always a bit nervy when you're trying to get that first win of the season, that monkey off your back, if you will, because we've had the good performances beforehand, bar the second half at Leeds. But I think it was just the players. Look, some of them were running on empty. You had Bruno. Look, Bruno, I don't feel Bruno had his best game overall. Look, he was involved in everything. Second half, did fade a little bit, but then he rolled his sleeves up, got stuck in, and really won with a lot of fouls and ran that clock down. And I'll give Bruno a caveat, though he was playing at altitude, wasn't he, away to Bolivia in the week for Brazil. Joe Linton as well, he wasn't his usual self, wasn't as what would be the word, visible as he normally is. Because I normally think in games against teams like this near the bottom, Joe Linton's more there. He has to be a bit more creative because he's more of a destroyer on creative players when you're playing these so-called top 5 or 6 sides. But Joe Linton's just come back from injury, so I'll give him that. Now, Sandro Tonali, man of the match, he was absolutely effervescent again. Yes, he wasn't as involved in attacks as he normally is, except that shot with his left foot. When Murphy's shot was blocked, came on his left foot at the Leazers and he smashed it. I've always said he's one of the cleanest strikers at the club, if not the cleanest. Hit Johnston's post, went behind him and out towards the Milburn Leazers corner. But Sandro, he just puts out fires. He just appears on the scene and breaks up attacks. He's world class. And his engine, I don't know how he keeps going, but we wouldn't have won that game without Sandro Tonali. At times he was doing Bruno's and Joe Linton's jobs, but like I said, you've got to caveat those two for the reasons I've explained. I don't think Trippier had his best game. He was the weak link in with defence. Tino wasn't his best game overall as well. I felt he was very, very good first half, especially when Woltemade, again, going back to his flicks and link-up play, when Tino received the throw-in, he done this brilliant little turn, like a 180, played at the Woltemade, then over to Barnes, but Barnes didn't hold his line, and Murphy's goal was ruled out. But Tino, I felt, again, on that left side, he was very good first half, getting out of danger, how quick he can turn, get up the pitch, he can cut inside, go outside, and overlap. Second half, I feel he faded. Compared to his first 3 games this season, he wasn't his dominant self. But look, he's been so good so far, and he'll be good again. So you can allow him that. Dan Burn and Fabian Shaw, absolute colossus at the back. Both of them were key tackles on Wolves' new striker, Arakadare. That one where it was played across the face, Fabian Shaw with his right foot got in front of him, put it out for a corner, right in front of us in the Strawberry. And then Dan Burn's excellent interception in the box where he just tackled him. Timed it so well, it could have been a pen on Arakadore again. So those two, like Nick Pope as well, special mention for Nick Pope. Nick Pope, you can tell that Ramsdale's proper competition for him this season. He was dominant on crosses, his 2 saves early on, stopped her from going down early on. To Hwang Hee-chan, like I said, and Rodrigo Gomez. So yeah, Nick Pope deserves huge credit. He's playing really well so far this season. And going into attack, Jacob Murphy deserves credit. He's proven that he's got the delivery to put it on a plate for strike, as he done it last season so much. Now he's already done it for Woltemade, and he can vary it, can't he? Mix it up, he can play it along the deck, or he can loft a beautiful cross right onto Woltemade's head. Sorry, I said that guy's name who's left. Sorry, I'll bleep that out. But yeah, Murphy, such an underrated player, and he deserves credit. I don't feel Barnes was effective on the left-hand side. His best chance came second half, where he done that beautiful link-up, where he played to Tino. 1-2 with Tino, back to Barnes, then to Bruno. Bruno's flick back to Barnes, but then he put it wide. That was his best moment. Look, he did get stuck in a bit, and I don't know how Mosquera wasn't sent off for that blatant foul. He wasn't looking at the ball, he was looking at Barnes. And I know Mosquera means fly trap, and you know what? His performance was stinking, so that sums it up that there's flies around him. Awful player. He's play acting at set pieces with Dan Burn, going down like Dan Burn had just clotheslined him. So yeah, justice with a result over that. And then look, I'm not wanting to criticise Barnes. He's got something like 30 odd goals and assists in 45 games in the last 2 or 3 seasons, I believe it is. But I thought he nailed down his place with Anthony Gordon being out the team, because he did that at the end of last season when Gordon was out for a while, especially how he played in the cup final. But he hasn't done that, and I do feel Gordon will come back in against Barcelona. But yeah, in Woltemade, I've covered him. He's off the mark. 1 goal in 1 game, and we're resting him ahead of Barcelona. And like I've said, his link-up play, his hold-up play, his work rate bodes well. I'm delighted for him. All that matters is the result. We've got that monkey off our back. We've got our first win, 3 clean sheets and 4. We're up and running ahead of Thursday night. Now, I want to get on to the fallout that's continuing over the tickets that were given to that school in Dundee, 45 of them. Now, the club have came out this evening, this tea time, and they have said that a further 103 season tickets are being cancelled. Now, I must say this to begin with. This isn't linked to the third-party selling sites, like the scammers, the one that are trying to inflate ticket prices. The club have already confirmed they're aware of that. They've got an account on there and they try to buy them themselves to trace it back to who the sellers are. Then they can ban them from the club or cancel whoever might hold a potential season ticket. So this is not linked to that, but their statement, I'm not going to say it verbatim, but this is basically to sum it up. I will put it on the screen though. So the club has said further investigation into unauthorised reselling of tickets for matches at St James's Park. 103 season tickets have been cancelled in recent days for breaching of terms and conditions. It's not related to individuals, but a batch of season tickets sold to a small number of tour organisers during 2015-16 for the benefit of school groups. The club terminated any third-party agreements shortly after the ownership change in 2021, including some hospitality sales and a small allocation of tickets to a former commercial partner. However, with no formal contract in place for the tour groups, the continued use and unauthorised resale of their season tickets at a higher price was not detected until recently. Upon being made aware of this, the club took immediate action. At a time when we are doing our utmost to protect legitimate access for Newcastle United fans, we want to be fully transparent and apologise for this oversight. There have been no funds received above face value for the tickets, and they have been returned to sale for supporters who entered ballots for upcoming fixtures. Now look, I've seen an argument online before saying that the club have been informed about this for the last 4+ years. I believe it was between the Newcastle United Supporters Club and NUFC 360, a friend of the channel, and they're saying no, it's completely unrelated. As I said at the start of this video, it's not linked to the third-party sales. Now, I don't, like I said, I'm not fully into that, whether it has been something they've tried to inform them of for 4 years, or if it is just something, as they've said, that has come to light. Look, that's for them to argue about online. All I want to say is, look, while it is wrong, the club have acknowledged the error, they've come out, they've been transparent, and they've took swift, immediate action. So all I want to say is, well done to the club. Because let's be honest, we're all sick, as I said on Friday morning, the scourge, this plague that they are on all us supporters. The tickets are being taken away from genuine fans and putting on these, although it's not connected to this one, the club have said no money's been received above face value in connection to the Dundee tickets. We are sick of seeing real fans cheated out of tickets and then put on these third-party sites for inflated prices, especially for a game, the hottest ticket in town this Thursday against Barcelona. So well done to the club, I want to say, on that matter. Now on to Union Saint-Gilloise tickets. It was announced earlier today that there was approximately 586 tickets available to season ticket holders to purchase from 1 p.m. for those with 279 plus points, or 200 plus points are successful in the ballot from 3 p.m. Now, Union Saint-Gilloise can't play at their home stadium. It's called, I've got it noted down here, the Joseph Marian Stadium. It's also in Brussels, but they are playing at Anderlecht Stadium, Lotto Park. It's because their home stadium is too small, doesn't have the facilities required, it doesn't meet UEFA standards for European competition. Now, Anderlecht Stadium in Brussels nearby has 21,500 capacity. And as I covered, Union Saint-Gilloise ground is too small. It has limited seating, lacks facilities and infrastructure to meet UEFA standards. It needs to have a necessary number of seats and VIP facilities. There are no broadcast areas, no fan shops, no press rooms, assembly areas for security or medical staff. It's outdated. And we should have had a 5% allocation of tickets for Anderlecht Stadium, which they're using. So 5% of 21,500 is 1,075. However, only 586 tickets have become available. So Where the other 489? Have they went to corporate? That's the fear and that's the anger online. So we need transparency because we're the only English club in UEFA competition who doesn't post the allocation numbers for European away games. So please, I implore the club, please do that. Give the fans some transparency like you have over the Dundee ticket row. Now, finally, just to round off my video, I'm not going to talk about Barcelona this evening. I'm going to do a video previewing that in the middle of the week, maybe Wednesday afternoon, Thursday morning. But I just want to talk about their striker, Robert Lewandowski. He's mentioned that when he was young, his family gave him a Newcastle United top with Alan Shearer on the back, and he wore it all the time because he said Shearer was playing at the top then, and he even said his celebration was unique, and he even mimicked it. So I'm just picturing Robert Lewandowski running around Poland doing this. Now, as you can see, my current Newcastle United player is Bruno. He's both sides there. This one used to be someone who's left now, who went on strike, but we won't say his name. But my favourite player overall for Newcastle, alongside Peter Beardsley, was obviously, well, legendary number 9. I've got that one and a signed one from him there of 260 Premier League goals. So, yeah, big Al. And it just funny picture Lewandowski run round doing that in Poland. But yeah, that's really heartwarming. But I hope Dan Burn snaps him on Thursday night and he doesn't score a goal. No sentiment from me, despite how nice that is to hear. But that's it from me for now. Thank you so much for watching. I just want to say a big thank you for being patient until I uploaded my next video. The reason was on Friday it was an 18-hour day back from Seville to Newcastle. Luggage carousel was broken, flight delayed, train broke down and was cancelled. Had to get an alternative one, didn't get back into Newcastle until midnight. And then I was running on half full, half empty, if you like, on Saturday. And after a few drinks, I was too tired. And then a personal matter came up yesterday, which I had to attend to. So, yes, I've finally done my video this evening because the weather's been bad out there. So, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please help the channel out by liking. Please comment so I can interact with you on anything that I've discussed. And also, please hit that subscribe button if you want more videos dropping in your inbox. But for now, take care. I hope everyone has a fantastic week. I'm back to work tomorrow, fortunately for only 3 days. So take care and I'll see you on the next one. Good night.